wanted to update you now on where we are with our case numbers as it relates to COVID. You can see here on the 7-day average, we've averaged some 3,400 cases. We're down modestly with the latest report, 3,294 cases as part of this report. And by the way, those 3,294 cases are off a total number of tests of roughly just shy of 150,000 tests that were conducted. And as a consequence of a substantial increase over the last few days of number of tests conducted, close to 170,000 on Friday, 180,000 roughly on Saturday, roughly 150,000 on Sunday, you could see the 7-day average of daily tests now moving back up to where we were pre these wildfires. Again, that heat dome, the heat wave, the wildfires, air quality were impacting our total testing availability in this state. We're starting to see those numbers go back up now, just shy of 124,000 tests, average number of daily tests over the last 7 days. What is very encouraging is you can see that positivity rate, some 3.1% over a 14-day period, 2.8% over a 7-day period. So testing now increasing, positivity rates continue to decrease in the state of California. I mentioned this the last time I updated you that we're making real progress on building out this very large lab where we will substantially increase our testing well above the 124,000 average daily tests you see reflected in the last 7 days. We are on schedule in terms of those efforts. And again, it's just a point of emphasis that we are committed to increasing testing in the state of California. We're not retreating from our testing responsibilities, quite the contrary. We are of the firm opinion that the sooner we are able to move forward to increase the availability and the timeliness of tests here in the state of California, we will have more clarity and more assurance in our capacity to move more swiftly to not only reopen different sectors of our economy more fully, but also reopen our schools in a more sustainable way as well. And so one cannot let up on those efforts. And again, California prides itself on its commitment to advance our testing in a substantially more comprehensive manner, more of a framework of equity, a focus on reaching out to underserved communities, and time frame to getting test results back within 24 hours. And I should just note the backlog now in terms of testing results has substantially declined over the course of the last number of weeks. Just shy of 70% of the tests now are coming back within a 24-hour period and substantial number within 48 hours. We'll monitor that, but we want to see those test results back within that 24-hour period as a benchmark, as a foundational principle, but again, continuing to provide access and to provide the kind of quality surveys that we, all of us in this deserve, continues to be our goal. A goal as well is to see hospitalizations decline in this state, 23% decrease now over a 2-week period. This slide is becoming very, very familiar, and again, very, very encouraging slide. Hospitalization numbers declining at a relatively consistent rate over the course of not just the last 2 weeks, but even beyond 3 or 4 weeks. Tracking consistently with those declines in hospitalizations or the ICU admissions here in the state, tracking roughly similarly 25% decrease in the total number of ICU admissions over a 14-day period. So real progress as it relates to our case counts, real progress as it relates to our positivity rate here in the state of California. Remind you, 2.8%. 7-day positivity here in the state of California. Testing starting to increase back up, a commitment over the course of the next number of weeks to substantially increase still our testing to provide points of access to our schools and more broadly to target underserved communities in the state of California, so we have a real sense of the community spread, particularly as we move into the fall, we move into flu season, and we move in to a challenging environment environment where we could potentially experience what some refer to as a twindemic of flu and COVID overwhelming the ICUs and hospitals. We want to avoid that. I'll be talking in the next few days about how you can help aid and advance that by getting a flu shot. But today, I just wanted to update you on some of these efforts that Dr. Ghaly and his team have been advancing as it relates to the mitigation, the spread and transmission rate of COVID-19. By the way, Dr. Ghaly tomorrow will update you on our tiered status. I know many counties are anticipating moving into orange status, some into red, and some that are right on the cusp. I'll reserve further commentary on this, except to say that data is being collected in real time. It would be premature for me at this moment to announce what Dr. Ghaly will announce tomorrow as it relates to the progress in these tiered status. But every Tuesday, I remind you, every Tuesday, Dr. Ghaly will be making updates on our tiered colored status.